whatever it takes. But he gonna have to move different now because you can't run up in the club trying to squabble
Not only
niggas.
that,
You got a $24 million in the middle of your forehead.
what's scary is that you can't even wear a hat no more.
Yeah, like nigga, you covering up. Come on,
you can't
man.
rock a fit. You can't. Can he wear a do-rag?
You gotta really trust your barber. Think about it. You gotta really trust your barber to get a haircut. He might just.
And for 24 million, do you know how big it got to be for 24 million? So
it's a nice chunk.
It's a nice, yeah. It's a nice.
Oh man,
it's a nice little.
They said it's about 12 carats. About 12 carats.
Oh God!
Wow,
Yeah.
That's
Hey.
a lot of money.
Hey.
And it's a pink diamond, so they're more rare.
Yeah.
All right, so we ain't gonna say on the Uzi Vert, but look, Lil Uzi, if you ever do a interview with the Arrogant Underdogs, we not doing shit via Zoom. We gotta meet up in person. We gotta be in the same room. I want to be next to that diamond with my little butter knife. That's all I'm saying.
Get in trouble for his butter knife.
I don't want to be nowhere close to old fucking Lucky.
That sound like trouble.
Hey, I keep the
Everybody
box
coming
cutter,
for
you know
him.
it. Hey,
Yeah.
it's all. But we got a motherfucking podcast to get into. What's going on, y'all? It's Friday night. We made it to the week. It's been a long ass week. I got 2 T-bones in the fridge right now, marinating. I'm gonna fuck some shit up later on.
How you eat your steak?
Chilling.
I like it medium rare. You know, I've grown up. You know,
Wow.
you can't eat a steak well done. You can't burn a steak. You can't have that shit tough.
Yeah.
I need to see the pink. I need to see it. I know that sounds so dirty, but I don't give a fuck. But
I'm with you. Tip of the cap, my friend. Good for you.
how you eat a steak?
You like your shit well done, Dion?
No. I'm a medium girl. I like a medium.
Okay.
It's medium steak.
Yeah, because some motherfuckers, like, I used to get that shit butterfly well done, like extra butter.
Mm-mm. Yeah, you're right. We have a show to do.
Yeah, we eat our steaks good around here, but you with the Arrogant Underdog podcast, you with Dion the MVP, Hollywood fucking Vic, I'm never gonna stop cussing, and you with Booty, aka Chief Rocker, aka Eric, aka Reverend No Good, aka Super Bowl L this weekend, and myself, Chris G. What's up with y'all? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? Let me take my shot. Hey, cheers, Vic. I know you got a little something. Cheers.
You know, I was waiting on you, homie. You know how we do.
I just got my water and my Cowboys cup. That's not going to the Super Bowl.
Our tradition.
You
We
know
good,
what?
man. We good.
You don't want
I just remembered next year the Super Bowl is going to be in Los Angeles, ain't it? Is the Super Bowl going to be out here?
That's a good question. I have no idea.
I don't know where it is.
Yeah, because they were supposed to be.
But if it is, that's dope.
It was supposed to be this year, but they didn't finish the stadium. They had stadium concern,
I know
so it pushed it back. So I think it's next year.
The Pro Bowl is coming to Las Vegas next year. I know that.
Yeah. I fucked up because I always wanted to go to the Pro Bowl. I've never been to the Pro Bowl, and I had it right here in my backyard and didn't go.
And the Eagles is coming to Vegas next year. I can't wait. I mean, next season, this year, we played them in Vegas. Oh, I can't wait. I hope COVID is gone. Hope COVID is gone.
Y'all have no chance of getting the ring.
I don't give a fuck what you talking about. I just hope COVID is gone, and I just want to be there.
Why you got? Don't start no shit, Eric.
Oh yeah.
We trying to do a pod.
Not right now.
We got
It's on
some
the other
talk.
pod.
We don't want to hear about
Other
how the Eagles are not going to the Super Bowl. But
Yes, we are.
they're not getting a ring at all.
About 5 of them things.
Listen, did y'all see? We were just talking about the Uzi Vert diamond. Could you imagine that diamond as an engagement ring?
Shit.
Man, it happens.
Massive. So
shit, that shit better be some amazing.
It would be. That's the
J-Lo.
diamond, and it's like you said,
Jalen had like 4 of them things. Jalen had like 4 of them.
The brains have to come from the top rope.
That's that top shelf ring. That's that top shelf diamond.
Kobe got his white one.
That shit gotta come. That shit
Okay,
gotta be.
listen, that sounds like stuff just because y'all don't want to spend the money. Some women like nice rings. Like rings that cost, what is it, 2.5 months of your salary, right? That's what it's supposed to be.
That's what they say. It's like
the
a rule.
average. Yeah, they say so. There's like a rule of thumb that the ring should be 2 to 3 months of your salary. Like if you're in the range.
That's unfair.
Yeah, that's
we're
cold.
not talking about whether it's fair or not, but that's what people kind of go with. And just because you don't like it doesn't mean that it's.
But what I'm saying is, it's
not fair.
It's got to be some type of cutoff, right? I mean, like 2 months of your salary up to, let's say, $10,000.
Well, yeah, but the idea is if you make $10 an hour versus somebody who makes $100 an hour, so it's comparable. So that's a number that's fair across the board.
Yeah.
Are you saying that
allegedly
y'all sound real cheap? Y'all sounding real cheap right now.
Well, my homie said he gave his wife a $40 ring.
I was about to ask, would y'all give somebody like a $50, $100 ring from like Walmart or JCPenney's or some shit like that?
No.
Personally, I spend some coin. I spend, what would you say, 11 grand? I spend a little more than that.
God damn, Vic. God damn, nigga. Shit.
I hook my lady up with some fly shit, man. At the time, I was like, yo, you know what it is? I'm going to tell you what it is, right? When you buy a woman's ring, you buy it to make sure her friends shut the fuck up. You feel me?
Bragging purposes. Bragging right. Yeah, bragging right. Yeah.
Because you already know.
For her friends.
But no, it's not even that. It's listen, right? That whole culture, right? It stems from you already know when you buy her that ring, like it's scrutinized. Everyone's all her friends, all the females, they're all pulling out. They're all gonna look at it and they're gonna compare it to each other. That's how that shit works, man. That's just the truth of the matter. Now, at the time, I didn't I wanted to do it. Like I felt good about it. I was like, yo, this my lady. We're about to get married. The Rock is in the building. I'm gonna go. I got her some.
The Rock is in the building.
Yeah,
super tricking over there, but it's no tricking when it's your wife.
All right, so y'all, okay, maybe you're not that cheap, but do you think that from a man's perspective that women should decline a marriage proposal if he gets her like a shitty ring?
Absolutely. You can't be my wife accepting a ring that's $50 or $100. Like if you accept a ring that cheap, I don't even want you to be my wife.
I absolutely think that she should accept that motherfucking ring.
She should or she could?
She should.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that, Eric. If she take that $50, $100 ring, that bitch steal. I'm sorry. Hell no. I can't.
It all
have some morals.
It all depends on what the plan is. So for me, I think the ring is of less importance at the onset of the marriage. I think it's more important to upgrade that thing to something real nice as the marriage progresses. But I think in the beginning, what difference does it make? I mean, you never know if it's going to
make sense.
Cap, that don't make sense. I can tell you, we could be in the house. It's a million different things. What limit we talking about? We talking about $100 ring? What we talking
about? Let's whatever. Even a $100, $200 ring. But here's my point though, right? Think about it like this: if you're gonna buy your lady a ring, you apparently I'm assuming there's a relationship in place, right? You gotta know your fucking woman. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta know your woman. So if you whatever the fucking cost of the ring is, if your woman's offended and she's hot, you didn't know your fucking lady. You didn't know your audience.
Yeah.
That's supposed to. If you a fucking adult in a relationship, you're supposed to do that fucking due diligence. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't be that fucking blindsided to not know, regardless if she's gonna accept it or not.
It should still be a minimum though. It should be a minimum because even if she like a chick that, I don't give a fuck about money. I can take a $20. I don't give a fuck.
I do fuck with Chris there. Like
because it gotta have a minimum. You gotta
50 beans. 50 beans. Like shit.
Look, I like Madden. You know what I'm saying? I like Xbox. I got an Xbox. My Xbox is $300. You telling me my Xbox should cost more than your ring? I get Postmates delivered. I get DoorDash delivered.
What if she doesn't place?
$1,100.
What if she doesn't place that much value in a ring? What if she's the type of person where
like
she's accepting the ring because she thinks it makes you feel better?
But like Vic said too, it's not. It's for bragging rights. So we thinking it's just not about you and you liking the ring. I know you're gonna be on the internet taking selfies, posting the ring all in the pictures and shit like that. So it's for bragging rights too. It's for you to show it off. And it should make you feel like more of a man. Like you should want your woman to have a little something on her hand. I ain't not saying 11,000.
Yeah, but isn't it about what she wants? Isn't it about what she wants? So just
man, look here.
So I'm just asking. So if your lady doesn't care about showing her ring to her parents and she is happy with a $50 ring, why not spend the $50 if you think that she would be happy with that?
Because
let's do your Xbox and she's happy with it. Maybe like I think Vic or Eric said, it's about the plan. So what if she wants y'all to buy a car so you don't have car payments versus a ring, but she still would happily accept your engagement? You wouldn't do it?
No, that means that she probably spitting your food when she get mad.
No, I spitting your food. I agree. I agree with that though. No, that makes sense. But think about it like this. Like, yo, times are fucking hard, man. Maybe a motherfucker ain't got it. Like, not everybody, there's motherfuckers that ain't got a fucking Xbox because they can't afford that shit.
You can go on Amazon and get an engagement ring for $3.99. You telling me you can't eat eggs for 3 weeks to save up for your engagement ring?
I got my lady that ring, but had I told her, like, she was surprised. She didn't know. She had no clue what I was about to do. We didn't hustle. We didn't talk about that shit because it's an engagement. It's spontaneous. What fucking man gonna talk to his lady about the cost of the ring before that? Like, that's not, unless he approaches her and he tells her, look, boo, I want to do this, I want to do that, but here's the reality of the situation. And she's like, yeah, you're right. Just get me whatever, it's more important, and then we'll catch up to that. That's high level shit. You know what I'm saying? That's different. But I was fortunate at the time. We ain't had no fucking kids. We was both working. We was making money. I didn't think nothing of it, and I wanted to make her happy. I wanted to, in my opinion, it was the first ring and the last one. I ain't never buying one again.
No, you did good. Exactly.
I felt like
above and beyond.
I'm a splurge.
This is why I don't like it, Chris. 2 months salary should equal the amount of the ring allegedly, right? So I make $10.
I didn't say that.
I'm just saying, but that's the national average from what I'm understanding. So I make $10 an hour, so I roughly make $400 a fucking week. So I'm making around $3,200 over the course of 2 months. And you think that I should spend upwards of $1,500 to $3,000?
I didn't say that. I said Amazon got rings for $3.99. If you make it $10 an hour, you can spend $400 on a ring. Exactly. You could be paying time and time, but you can spend $400 on a ring. That's gonna be your life.
I didn't walk in the store and say, yo, here's 11 grand cash, 12 grand cash, whatever I paid. I went in, I picked the thing, I picked the setting, I put a couple grand down, and I came back.
What's confusing though is a ring that costs you $100 it's probably gonna look like a ring that costs you $400.
Hey, no,
what's the difference? Am I lying? So
I know for a fact it's a lot of rings that look different.
Neither one of them have a rating of any kind. So how much?
You making my point even more. Go ahead and jump to the 600. But I'm saying you can make that sacrifice.
It absolutely has a rating. Like the ring I got. That shit has a rating. It's a certain type of cut. It's a Russian cut. It's kind of like a different ring. That shit has a rating.
No, that's not what I was talking about. I was talking about I was talking about a $50 ring and a $3.99 ring. I was saying either way, neither one of them probably has like a real rating. So what's the difference?
So look, y'all got daughters, right? All of y'all have daughters. Yeah. All of y'all have daughters. If your daughter tells you her boyfriend proposed to her with a $50 ring, y'all gonna be like, oh, he's a keeper. No. Or y'all gonna be like, oh,
that's not my first question. That's not my
I
first
just want to
question.
ask
My
you.
first
I'm
question
asking y'all this question.
is not even about the ring.
Y'all all have
That's a
daughters.
good
I just
one.
want to know what would your reaction be if she told you that? Because y'all have daughters. I just want to know.
If my child, my reaction is that if my child is happy, I'm good. I might be looking at him a little side eye, but if my but
See,
you see,
but you look at
but
him
listen,
side-eye.
but listen, I haven't even answered the question because I've said this a million times in all the groups that we're in. I personally feel like if he's happy and she's happy with it, I don't see anything wrong with it. Like literally nothing. Well, if two people are happy with what the hell they have, I don't see anything wrong with it. Now, if she got a problem with it, I would think that he would have knew that before they went into it. They would have talked about where they are in life and all that great stuff before they got to a proposal. But if they happy with it, I don't really understand what the big deal is.
Well,
But you would look at him side-eye.
I think what you just described, Dion, is probably the situation a lot of young people go through. They go get married, wind up getting a fucking loan for a ring. It's fucking $6,000. Before you know it, you fucking in debt, paying fucking $10,000 in fucking payments on some fucking ring.
Man, get the fuck out of here. You talking about extravagant? I'm talking about $600 ring.
Hold
You're
on.
not talking
Hold on.
about $6,000.
As a man with two daughters, I'm gonna keep it a bang.
Keep it real,
If a
man.
motherfucker proposed to my girl
Let her
and his
know.
sneakers cost more than the fucking ring,
Exactly. Come
I
on.
got a fucking problem.
A motherfucking problem in this
If
motherfucker.
you got $500 J's on and you give up my daughter $100 ring, yeah, we got problems.
Look,
we got fucking problems.
most motherfuckers wouldn't
Fuck
wear
all
fake
that.
Jordans. Most motherfuckers wouldn't wear fake Jordans, and you
Let me ask
expecting
you a
these women
question.
to take
Let
a
me ask
$50
you a
ring?
question. Let me ask you a question. Your daughter finds a guy, she's happy with him, but let's say he's fucking, I don't know, the NFL commissioner, right? He can get you season ticket. He can do everything for you. Your daughter is rich. She's living good. She's happy. She want to marry him, and he hands her a ring for $200-300. What y'all gonna do with that?
I'm gonna high five everybody.
That's because
I'm gonna high five everybody.
Okay,
Different
so
scenario.
now,
I'm gonna high five
which
everybody.
is exactly my point. So what I was
Different.
saying to Chris, if everything else is good, if everything else is good, the ring is a byproduct. I think.
That's
Old-fashioned.
different.
Right, but those are two completely different
Yeah, that's
scenarios.
different.
Completely different.
Why is that different? A different scenario?
Because
It
if
is.
her husband's wealthy and he's doing well and he buys her a shit ring, she's taken care of. But if he a broke motherfucker and he buy her a shit ring, I got a problem with it.
Right, but the
Yeah.
obvious point is not about the ring. It's about the dude. That's the obvious point to that is it's not about the ring. It becomes
Dion.
about the ring. So if you always make it about the person that she's marrying, shit like that's not gonna matter. I don't think. That's all I'm
Dion,
saying.
Eric made an example of a dude that's making $10 an hour. If
Right.
I know he making like $10 an hour and he proposed to my daughter, but like he ain't even gotta be super extravagant. Let's say like an $800 ring. I'm gonna respect him for that because I know he had to grind for that. I know he had to cut back for that. I know he had to grind and save for that. So I'm gonna respect that. But you ain't gonna approach my daughter with no fucking $50 ring. Come on now.
You know what it is, Dion? $50 is disrespectful, man. Like
That's
that's
I spent more on weed.
that's bubblegum money, man. Like, come on.
Come on.
I would rather they got married and they got those black rubber bands for now, and they were like, hey, we ain't getting the ring, we saving money, we buying a house, we doing this, we doing that. Then I'm gonna be like, all right, cool. But a $50 ring, I'd rather you fucking buy a rubber band. Like, I'd rather you don't even get a fucking ring, and I'd rather you tie a fucking rubber band around that shit and be like, we're buying a house, we don't want to spend money on this. Then I'm gonna be like,
Right.
I see you, all right, chief. But if that's not the case, and he's just chilling, and that motherfucker walking around with $500 Jordans, like, I would absolutely have a problem with that shit.
And I'm a cheap nigga myself. I ain't gonna lie. So if I take a chick out to a 5-star restaurant, that's like a $300 bill.
Oh,
It ain't no doubt. It's like a $300 bill. So imagine me proposing to a chick with a $50 ring, and her ring don't even match the bill.
Oh,
Come on now.
all right. Y'all
Come
got
on
me
now.
crazy now.
It's toasters that cost $50. Come on now. I mean, oh.
All right, let me ask you some other questions. Did y'all see the internet challenges this week? Okay, first it was the then versus now, then it was the my son challenge, the daughter challenge. They got all kinds of challenges. Are they getting out of hand, or y'all think it's fun?
Yeah, I'm out. As speaking from the man delegation.
From the man perspective, I figure.
From the man delegation.
You turned Jamaican on a nigga.
No, from the man delegation.
Oh, people, are you Jamaican? I don't know. Is the man delegation is Jamaican?
Hey,
speak on it, son. Yeah.
Yeah, the fucking busset challenge and the fucking silhouette challenge.
I watched a few tons of those, a few dozen.
So they're not. So you're saying they're not getting out of control?
You said a few dozen. God damn.
He said a few dozen. Hey, look, they're definitely out of hand. From the man perspective as well. Like, if you a grown ass man, like, bruh, we don't want to see your before and after. Like, the fuck is you doing? So like, there's a lot of men that are like skewing the lines. They getting a little loose with this shit.
Because they're posting 2 pictures?
You ain't lying. He ain't lying.
Yeah, like, what
But
you
all you
doing?
posting an older picture of you, maybe,
I don't
you know, that
know.
was
I
a
just
hard
see a lot of
part of your life, and now you celebrate.
man.
That's what I'm talking about. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Look,
Listen, man.
Are you
I
serious?
just see a lot
of
sassy shit, man.
Are you
I agree with
serious?
Vic.
Bad bitch behavior, Vic?
That's bad bitches around that need want to be bad bitch. Bad bitch behavior.
Sassy. It's bad bitch behavior.
I'm
It's
just trying
bad.
to
You said it.
understand, why is that towing the line? Like, it's just a
Bad
picture. It's just
bitch
2 pictures of a snapshot in time. Back in the day,
No, because
now, what's the big
the
deal?
dudes that are doing that are also doing there's extracurricular activity on the timeline. It's just too much. You're not a bad bitch, my guy.
Calm
You're
it
not a
down.
bad bitch.
Relax it.
Don't put fucking effects and features and different fonts on your shit. Like, the fuck you doing, my dog? You're not an IG bitch.
It's fact. So look, Dion. So I'll try not to make things sexy anymore. Like, it's 2021. I'm trying to go into shit with a balance, right? So I've been sitting back viewing this shit lately, and I've been complaining that the women been doing it too. I've been like, damn, everybody doing these dumbass challenges, but me just understanding women, I don't hold it as much fault to them as I do the males. Like, the women doing all these challenges, posting pictures, I'm like, okay, they doing a lot, but I understand it. But when I see the males do it, I'm like, nigga, come on, like, you outdo it. Like, it's like
pictures though.
But nigga, I don't want to see that shit. Like, it's the difference from when a female do it in a male.
You know what challenge I want to see? If I could propose a fucking challenge.
To stop the challenge.
I would propose a challenge. Here's my fucking challenge. Cook a 3-course meal from scratch, motherfucker. Take that challenge and hook that shit up for a motherfucker and record that shit from scratch. Those are the type of challenges I would like to see. Cause that shit, if you know how to cook a proper fucking meal for a motherfucker, you'll stick around. You'll stick around for a long time.
People just don't do them. It's not like a quick hit.
And look, people, please, and people go, so, you know, some people disagree with that, but I hate challenges that involve baby pictures and little kids and shit like that. It's 21. It's a lot of creepy motherfuckers on the internet. It's about pedophile motherfuckers who look at pictures, who look at victims to target. Stop looking for every reason to post your child on the fucking internet. Now, if your child is grown, I understand. But if these motherfuckers is like 5 and below, just check the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Print pictures out like old times.
I don't even know. I don't know, Chris, because if your daughters are in their teens and they're scantily clad on the internet, like, that shit is that's not good either.
You're right.
You know what it is? I'll be honest. I think the same way you do, Chris. You know, but I'm around a lot of people that they just don't even think that way. You know, like, people actually walk around this earth thinking shit is sweet.
Yeah,
like,
that's
they
true.
They just think it's a fucking great plan. You know, I'm out with my kids. What do you mean I gotta be careful? Be careful of what? Like, bro, there's a lot of people that walk around that way. and they're on there, oh, my kids, my girl, my, like, that's just.
I don't think
It's
people
all
look
about
at it that deep though. That's why I think they think that they're just sharing pictures with friends and family. I don't think people think that it's that deep.
I think when you come from the hood, man,
your family.
you know, you ain't got your. Look, man, when you from the hood, like shit. My kids ain't dressing like that in front of their uncles, let alone the fucking internet. You feel me? Like we ain't fucking our kids ain't going nowhere. Like, ain't nobody seeing my feeds and blah blah blah. Like that. I think we just be on it in a different way.
Yeah, I think it's just a phase. That's what the
internet
goes. It goes through like phases, like, you know what I'm saying. So I think it's just a part of a phase. That's all.
Hey adults. Can I piss you off right quick? Challenges is for fucking kids and teenagers. Stop doing that shit so fucking much.
No, it's not.
I was trying to be nice. I'm sorry. I was trying to be nice.
Not.
I was trying to be nice. This shit is annoying as fuck.
We're watching one of the biggest challenges.
Too much. Like it's oh my gosh. I understand once a month, once every 6 months, but you motherfuckers is doing 5 different challenges a week. You're grown. Get over yourself.
It's a part of the internet, just like everything else, right? It's just a part of the internet. Memes, gifs. You know,
they ought to challenge each other to a fucking fist fight instead of picking up goddamn firearms.
Those was like pushing and shoving and the aftermath, like not the actual.
Mercedes and fucking Ferraris just screeching out.
I bet that probably got caught on video. Somebody had to have it. I'm gonna go look for that. They canceled their show, or they paused
it. Suspended it.
Yeah, but suspended it. The TV stations ain't gonna wait around for you. They can't. They gotta keep moving.
I gotta ask a question though. I mean, like, it was adult. So is it really human trafficking?
I mean, it gets fishy, Eric, because even though it was adults, you still can't drug motherfuckers and hold them against their will.
But from everything I read, he didn't drug anybody that didn't know they were getting drugged.
That's not what it.
That's not what they're saying. But that's not what because one girl said that she took the drug, and then she woke up and 2 days later or something she found out that they let the bodyguard sleep with her.
And then one girl said they would sit down and everybody took an ecstasy pill. He took one, and then they passed out some other pills. And then she took another one. So I'm like,
but wait. If I agree to take a pill, you're saying because I agreed to take a pill that I agreed to get raped?
No, I'm not saying that. But because you took a pill and because you might have had sex with me 3 or 4 times before, then it's more likely for others to believe that maybe you just a freaking drug.
So you made the decision to say that
slippery slope, Eric.
Something, so you did
slippery slope.
Because you thought that I
super slippery, slip and slide record slippery.
I just think that
shit is slippery as fuck.
Very hard to prove.
No. But I'm asking. So men out there think that just because we had sex 3 or 4 times, you think it's likely?
I don't believe that. I don't even want to give anybody an inkling of an idea. But I support that. So no, I don't.
No, I'm not saying you.
He said clear that shit up real quick.
Right. Clear that up. Yeah. That's
as you should. I know you don't.
Drugs. I don't think that they want to get.
Here's my thing. Here's my opinion on this whole shit. Right. At the end of the day, man, when you are engaging in those theatrics, right, in your crib, if you're doing that type of shit, you already know you dancing on the line. So the second anyone's inebriated, right, they are not in their right mind. So when you take liberties to get creative when someone's inebriated, you are fucking taking a risk. That is a risk. That's no different than it's me and my girl, me and some chick, and we always get high, we always get bent. And one weekend she get bent in my crib and we fucked up, and when she drunk and she's super fucked up and my homie's in the crib and he's like, damn son, let me get some. Yo, go ahead. Well, she drunk and she can't properly fucking understand what's happening, and I let my boy cut, she don't even realize what's happening. That's fucking rape.
That's true.
And those are the facts. If a woman can't properly defend herself, even if she decided to get high with you, motherfucker. She didn't decide to get high with you, and while she's high and fucked up, let all your buddies run through her when she can't properly fucking say no or defend herself. That shit ain't right either. So all I'm saying is, we're gonna have to see. Like, and for the record, bro, let me tell you, I fucking hope not that T.I. and Tiny ain't wrapped up in no shit like that. And I hope that ain't the fucking case. You know what I'm saying? It's not even about fandom or none of that shit, because I am a fan, but I don't want to see another brother, another dude, I don't want to see anybody jammed up like that. If they don't deserve it. You know what I'm saying? If it's undeserving. I don't want to see that. And it's a shame if at the end of the day, you got to think about it like this. It may have not been malicious. He may have not had ill will or ill intent. Because if he's fucked up, and we all fucked up, and we're all inebriated, my judgment ain't shit. Right? So if there's bouncers and bodyguards, and them motherfuckers are sober, and we all fucked up, they have the high ground. You know what I'm saying? They have the high ground. So there's a saying in war: don't go to war unless you have the high ground. Don't get in a shootout if you have the low ground, don't get in a shootout. Only go to war when you have the high ground, right? So in that situation, anyone sober, if it's his bouncers, bodyguards, the motherfuckers are sober and everybody's drunk up here, they're gonna run up and they go, T.I. shorty want me, I'm gonna go hit that. Oh, okay. Fuck does he know? So my point is that there's so much room for so much shit. Like, no one knows what the fuck happened. And it could be that he may be guilty of something where genuinely that wasn't his intent, because it's his fucking home. And because it's happening in his home, he's fucking responsible. Now, if that shit would have been in neutral ground, a hotel, someone else's home, he may not be responsible. But the fact that if that shit's happening in his home, by proxy, he may be responsible because it's his fucking house. You invited her to your crib. So it could have been that he was just as drunk as her ass when these things happened. He didn't realize what was happening. But if his boys took advantage and did some shit.
Dion, do you give that same excuse?
What'd you say?
Do you give that same excuse? Would that be acceptable?
No, not to me, because I'm just someone who believes in taking responsibility for your actions. But I think that I personally would not give it the same excuse. I wouldn't, but you know.
Oh, that wasn't an excuse.
Not an excuse.
Well, he called it an excuse, but I get because I get what he's saying, because I see what you're saying, because it's very possible, because people use that defense if they're like drunk driving and
yeah.
et cetera, et cetera.
All I'm saying is he could be guilty while all the time he never intended for that shit to happen.
Well, I don't know, because I don't know, because I feel like if he's a part of it, right? Of course, nobody wants him to be part of it. I agree with you guys on that. But if you are inviting people to your house and everyone's taking drugs, then whether we like it or not, there is a reasonable expectation that that bad things can happen when you have a house full of people. It doesn't necessarily have to be rape. I mean, some people break furniture, some people break glass. I mean, different things can happen at different extremes. But when you have a house full of people with drugs and things like that, then you have to take responsibility for anything that comes with it. Is kind of how I feel, whether you feel bad or not.
I agree. Yeah,
it's hard for me to sit back and say, well, they don't know. I think it's different for maybe because I think there's levels to it. Maybe this doesn't make sense, but I part of me feels like if I invite everybody over and we're just having drinks and we're just bullshitting and talking, that's a different thing than I'm inviting everybody over. I'm giving people drugs. There's a lot of sex involved. I think that's when you get to the extreme, and it's hard for me to believe that you just didn't see bad things could possibly happen.
listen, here's how I look at it, and this is the fucked up part, right? Dion, you're my friend, right? Let's say, hypothetically, for the hypothetical of the story, you're not married, you're single. I invite you to my home. We're getting high, I got other homies or whatever. Doesn't matter. I am responsible for your well-being in my home.
Right.
Like, there should never be a fucking situation where you're at risk, even if you're fucking drunk. Because you're in my home. So whenever someone is in your home, you are responsible for everyone in that fucking domicile. Regardless. Even though we're all adults, but that's your fucking house. Right? So there's something called liability. Liability is you are now liable for whatever happens. That's your liability. So T.I.'s got to deal with that shit no matter what. Now, here's the thing, and this is where it gets crazy, right? Because here's where that thin line is, right? So hypothetically, if T.I. been around this woman before, and let's just say at some other time they were doing some shit and some shit was happening and they were running a train on her, or at that time that shit was acceptable. Now all of a sudden they in the crib and he like, oh yeah, she be doing that shit all the time. Yeah, go ahead. But if that day she didn't want to do it, it's different. So that's where the waters, you know what I'm saying? That's where it gets real fucking tricky. Because it sounds like they have a history. If you look at what's happening, it sounds like they have a history. They have a history with that person. Yeah, you could tell they've been fucking around, right? They've been fucking around. So the truth is like, were they fucking around and they've been doing the same thing for 3 weeks straight, and all of a sudden now this week that's a problem, and it's like, whoa. Now look, so who the fuck knows what's happening? But at the end of the day, what I'm saying is this: no matter how you spin it, when it sits in your fucking home, you are 100% responsible for everything that happens under your roof. And that's why his feet are in the fire.
Well, one of the girls,
that sits in your fucking home.
One of the girls went and got police reports, and her lawyer said like he wouldn't release them or something like that, which I thought was odd.
Exactly.
I'm sure they're public records somewhere, but she went and got her, unless no one knows their names. I think that's what it is. No one knows their names, but she went and got her police reports, and they got like a whole lawyer. And so apparently women have been reporting this for a while. I don't know how true it is.
But Dion, didn't you mention something about some drunk driving, Dion? Some drunk driving or something?
Yeah.
Eric, you know what I'm saying?
All right,
we do have to do our Super Bowl predictions really quick.
Yeah. Super Bowl recap.
Tampa Bay by 6.
What?
It was what?
Eric, you want me to break down what happened, or you want to do it?
No, you go ahead, Vic. Cause
I
ain't really got much to say.
Yeah. I'll break it down. So
you
look,
should have some shit to say, nigga.
Here's what happened. Here's what happened. And at the end of the day, to be honest, like, no one's happy about shit like this. I'm not. I'm a fan. I want to see a clean game. So anyway, long story short, the Kansas City linebackers coach, Britt Reed, which is Andy Reid's son, on Thursday evening, before they flew out to Kansas City, he had a car accident, whereas he was coming up on a ramp, and on the shoulder of the ramp, he hit two cars. In one of the cars, there were some children. One of the children was critically injured and maybe fighting for their lives. Everyone else was, minor injuries or what have you. But apparently, he admitted to having 2-3 drinks before he got in the car, and it's a situation. So he's not flying with the team. And that's what's happening right now. So the truth of the matter is, if his name was Andy Johnson, it wouldn't be a big deal, right? So that's the difference. But the fact that that's the coach's son, is that going to have some effect on the Super Bowl? And if so, to what extent? all the players now, instead of talking about some other shit, fun shit, is everybody gonna get, hey man, what's up with your linebacker coach? Like, is that gonna be a big distraction? You know, and on top of that, the sad part is, I'm an Andy Reid fan, man. Like, I love Andy Reid. He already had one of his kids, I believe, pass away due to addiction. He's been through some shit, and as a father, there's no bigger tragedy than having your son pass before you. So, if this is something to that extent, then you kind of feel for the guy. But it is an absolute distraction. I don't give a shit what anyone says. What say you, Eric?
Let me give my take. I don't give a fuck about feeling bad for him. I don't give a fuck about Andy Reid's past history with his son. My bad. He do have bad history. That's my excuse. But I don't feel sorry for them motherfuckers at all. Because it's 2021, and if you driving a pickup truck, can somebody tell me how much a linebacker coach probably makes in the NFL on a Super Bowl winning team? I'm thinking about at least $100,000. At least $100,000. And you're Andy Reid's son, so you got paid. So it's no excuse for you not to call up Uber, you dumb.
When the coach who's your pops is getting like $5 million a year.
Wait, here's the first thing that popped. The person that popped in my mind is fucking Super Bowl week. What are you? Where was he to even be getting drunk? He has to be an alcoholic. He has to be, because it's Super Bowl week. Which coach is like not at the stadium or in the hotel preparing for the goddamn game, but out getting drunk? How do we have time for that?
Well, they're home in Kansas City, so they're not at a hotel. So
yeah, but you're still probably
they were flying out on Friday.
Like, I just trying to figure out, like, how did you have time to be somewhere drinking versus preparing for the game or home sleep? Like, I just don't understand how that happens.
That's even worse if you were still in Kansas City, because you lived out there. You could have been at home getting fucked up and passed out on your couch somewhere. That shit is stupid as fuck.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of shit that been going on with Kansas City.
It really is. It really is. And, prayers to the family of that little child, bro. Like,
because it was a 4-year-old that got injured, and there was a 5-year-old that's in critical condition.
One of them is in critical condition.
Yeah, the 5-year-old.
Fucking lives right now. And the saddest part is that, bro, that shit happens to anybody. You gotta pull over. That's why I get scared. I always tell my lady, like, I'd rather you get off the fucking highway than pull over on the shoulder on the highway. It is extremely fucking dangerous to ever be on the shoulder of any, and they were on a ramp, which is even worse, because people are turning off the ramp. You turn off, and listen, I've come around the ramp where I may be a little on the outside. So, like, that motherfucker came around the ramp and couldn't recover, and he hit both cars with his pickup truck.
Yeah.
So, man, it's just a shame all around.
He had a DUI in 2008. And then a few years after that, he got sentenced to jail for a road rage charge.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he probably
he's done.
He's an alcoholic.
He will never. His career in the NFL. Yeah. His career in the NFL is over. So
as long as his father's Andy Reid, it's not.
No, his career in the NFL is over. He's done. He won't come back from it.
Yeah, not from this. This is last straw.
Andy Reid can't hire him, and I'm gonna tell you why Andy Reid can't hire him.
I've seen alcoholics and drug addicts, just regular ass people bounce back. I don't know.
I understand, but not somebody who just committed manslaughter while already having a DUI.
We got players in the league. What was the Browns player? The Browns player.
Oh, I know you're talking about. Yeah, I can't think of his name too. I know you're talking about.
And there's him, and then remember Josh Brett, the Cowboys player. He came back. He went to jail. He came back, and he's been a.
But those are players, though. Those are players. Players have a different.
Andy Reid as a father.
Coaches,
I think having a father in the league. Somebody give you a chance.
Eric, I'm real interested. I'm real interested to see what you got to say. Well, you sitting there quiet.
I'm going to hang up and listen.
First thing I want to do is send a prayer for children that were injured in the car accident. Secondly, I definitely think that he should be fired. He should not be associated with the team. I think that as of right now, I think that he's being offered a discount because the shade of his skin.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? That's
But
just
he ain't been charged. Like nothing's happened yet. It's the very beginning.
yeah. I just know if that would have been fucking Levis Smith, they would have drug his ass through the goddamn mud in the last 24 hours.
That's fact.
And this shit happened on Thursday, which was yesterday. They had a whole new 2 or 3 news cycles then fucking took place, and that shit ain't even front page. So that's a tad bit disrespectful. For
If it was Eric Bieniemy,
yeah, right.
That's fact. That's true.
The sports media industry has done a good job at protecting one of their own. You know what I'm saying? So I do find that
it's always been like that though. Like that's.
But on the
I
other,
agree 1,000%. I agree
I
with
think
you.
that our coach is the litmus for coaching in this league right now, with the exception of Bill Belichick. So I think that he'll make sure that the team is prepared. Something unfortunate has happened, but Andy Reid actually preaches about shit happening. You know what I'm saying? As you're preparing to play games, he talks about it all the time in his interviews. How you gotta be ready for stuff to happen. You know, the unknown. And this is definitely unfortunate. Somebody's gonna fucking ask the players about it tomorrow. You better fucking believe it. Somebody's gonna have to answer fucking.
Somebody.
A lot of people are going to question.
I feel bad for Andy Reid, nigga, because they gonna fucking let his ass. They gonna, as soon as they see him.
Yeah.
I said that earlier too. I do feel bad for Andy Reid. I feel like he's a good dude, man. I love for Andy Reid. More importantly, like I said earlier, he already lost a son. You know what I'm saying? To addiction and all that shit. So this is I personally believe, like in my opinion, the more like I hear this story, I think most likely his son's struggling with addiction, and he's probably under a lot of pressure. Super Bowl weekend, and he fucking probably cracked and fucked up. Usually, when you're an addict, this is how it happens. When you're under the most pressure and shit's just backing you up against the wall, is when these things happen. And this is why when you have an addict in that position, this is when they need to be the most protected.
Yeah.
And look. Let me take a time out,
bro. Ain't nobody happy about none of this shit.
Let me take a time out and be insensitive, just for a second, because with all that going on, and the fact that some players have been on the COVID list because motherfucking the barber was cutting hair in the middle of cutting hair. That's why one of the linemen is out, found out that the COVID was positive. So it's just like something going on with y'all team. Like it's meant for y'all to lose.
You're trying to say they got somebody put roots on them?
With everything going on, I'm gonna say Tampa by 9.
Bad juju. They got bad juju.
I'm gonna just say Tampa by 9. You know what I'm saying?
Tampa by 9.
9 points, and y'all deserve it. I'm sorry.
Hey, but let me say this. So Robinson, the wide receiver, he may be cleared, man. Like literally, they like them dudes. They play. Yeah, they playing, man. Like that shit.
Nobody had COVID. Everybody was clear.
Yeah, that's good. That's very good. All right.
Chris, it's interesting you brought up the 9-point thing. Nobody
coming for you.
Nobody has beaten my Chiefs by 9 points in more than 2.5 years. So getting beat by
ain't gonna happen. Hey yo, listen.
I think Atlanta held y'all to 20 points, so right? They held y'all to 20. They at least held y'all to 20. I think it was Atlanta.
It was 19-14.
Right. Okay, so they held you to 19.
Y'all go get y'all ass whooped.
Are you ready? Are we recording this? We are recording this.
38-20.
38.
Kansas City will win Super Bowl 55. 38.
Use a lie. Go ahead. Your turn to live.
Here we go. 38-27. Kansas City is gonna jump all over them. 38-27. Kansas City jumps all over them, and at halftime it's gonna be 17-7.
Oh, all right.
And then Tom Brady warms up in the second half, and Mahomes puts him away. Hey, here's the deal, and here's all you need to know. The key to the fucking game is Tyreek Hill.
It's not the key to the game.
If fucking hands down it is. We'll talk Tuesday. I'm gonna tell you I fucking told you so. We can say whatever we want right now. But the truth of the matter is this. If Tampa Bay can slow down Tyreek Hill, they got a shot. They got a shot to stay in the game and play. Because Kelsey is big money, but he's slow money. He'll take time to accumulate his 110, 20 yards and 2 touchdowns. But if Tyreek motherfucking Hill goes fucking 6 for 180 and 2-3 touchdowns, they're done. They'll never come back from that.
We'll see. Tuesdays.
But
Yeah, let's not turn this into
almost here.
My point is Tyreek Hill is the key to the game. If Todd Bowles could stop Tyreek Hill and keep him at 60 to 80 yards, they got a shot. But if Tyreek Hill, it's a wrap.
Vic, there's no way in hell that's gonna happen. He's gonna get 100 yards regardless. We're not gonna turn this to the football.
No, he's gonna get 150.
He's gonna get 100 yards regardless. But the key to the actual game is if Fournette gets 100+ yards and 2 TDs, Tampa wins that game. That's ball control. And we're not gonna make this NFL podcast, so we're gonna see what happens.
That's what's up. All right.
Hey, let me know. Let me know when you want to put that goatee on it, son. Let me know.
I don't bet money. I don't bet hair, motherfucker.
You ain't that secure then. That's all that tells me.
You damn right. I ain't trying to look like no pedophile walking around.
I'll shake my head bald against your goatee.
No, you wouldn't.
Hey, look, man, we appreciate y'all for checking.
Another one.
Another one.
I do a number one versus your whole shit.
Like button, subscribe, share, comment. You know we love
show some motherfucking love.
And we appreciate y'all.
Episode 26 in this bitch. Is it 26?
Ain't gonna lose. I promise y'all. We appreciate y'all.
And we're gonna see y'all next week. And it's showtime.
I knocked my motherfucking headphones out.
Hey, be sure to look out for that NFL episode after the fucking Super Bowl, because that shit's gonna be real interesting.
Very interesting.
Super Bowl.
We're gonna be serving some appetizers. It's called crow dumplings. It's gonna be plenty to go around. Be early, and we're gonna take care of y'all.
Peace.